Hello, Glenn Ryder here. How you doing? I wanted to show you another tenor saxophone that I got, another Chinese saxophone. You can check out my review of the Eastern Music one, which is a fantastic saxophone, and you can go have a look at that. So I'll tell you about this one that I got, which was more like your typical Chinese copy saxophone. It's got it through AliExpress from a store called Home of Music, was the seller, and it's a Yamaha YTS 62 copy. I was just very curious. It was like, so inexpensive that I thought, oh, okay, well, I'll give it a look. So here's what arrived in a big box like this, very well packed inside this stuff. So it was well packed in, very well padded in the box. What came out of the box was this case, which is, now I'm just going to compare it to, because this one was like half the cost of the Eastern Music one, and it shows in sort of like lots of different ways. One is the case. This is a really cheap case. It's got the, doesn't have the, it's got hooks for the back straps, but they don't sort of go in a pocket here when you're not using them. It's the whole case is a lot sort of lighter and flimsier. Still got the extra safety Velcro flap, which is handy. Just open it up for you, have a look inside. I don't use these cases anyway because I've got a Hiscox hard case for when I travel with the saxophone. But, there we go. So now I've put up a couple of videos of me playing it. One you'll see is with an actual Yamaha, proper Yamaha V neck, which I bought. That cost as much as the saxophone actually, but it made a huge difference to the sound. I'll also put up one with the standard neck that came with it, which is not nearly as good. What do you get? Get your straps, a box of reeds, polishing cloth, the usual thing, stock mouthpiece, which I never use, and that's it. So anyway, that's all the case part. Now, what arrived, it's a really nice looking saxophone. Got it in the kind of unlacquered, kind of dull gold finish. Just really hate gold lacquered horns, like your standard kind of gold or brass lacquered horns. Always looking for something a little bit different. So anyway, this is it. It's got all the usual kind of, copy sort of stuff. The Yamaha on there, the Yamaha on there, all that sort of thing. I went to a place that sells second-hand saxophones and compared it to a 62. It's probably a little bit a genuine Yamaha 62. This one is a little bit heavier, but the action felt very close to it. Felt pretty much the same. The sound was pretty close, and yeah. So anyway, when I got it out of the case, some of the low keys had been chocked shut with a sort of bit of cork to hold it to the body. Definitely not as clamped shut throughout the whole horn the way the Eastern Music one was. It didn't have any leaks in it, but I had to take it to my technician because it was not playable out of the case at all. The G-sharp mechanism was not working at all. It was sort of jammed, and so if you pulled it open, it would stay open, and if it was shut, it wouldn't open when you hit the G-sharp key. It was just jammed, wasn't articulating. The key wasn't articulating at all. Apart from that, the other issue was the octave mechanism was way off, and so when you pressed the octave key, it wasn't engaging enough with the neck part of the mechanism, so it wasn't opening the octave key. That was a pretty easy fix. It was really just a matter of bringing this up. It was too close to the body. It didn't have enough travel on it. So just bringing that up helped. The issue with the G sharp key was actually an issue with this rod here. I think it was that one. Yeah. Anyway, a rod hadn't been finished at all. When my technician, I was there with him, when he took the rod off, at the end of the rod, it hadn't been finished at all. In fact, the end of the rod was still cut at kind of an angle, and then kind of just jammed in between the posts. And there was just too much tension on the rod between the posts, so it was never going to. So anyway, he just had to file the end off it, flatten the end properly, and make it actually the right length so that it sat between the posts without travel, but with enough tolerance in it to actually be able to turn on its little pins in there. So that fixed that. Apart from that, there wasn't anything else. All the low keys and everything was sealing. There were no other adjustments that needed to be made. So there you go. The finish was all pretty good. The other issue that I had with it was that, and I haven't swapped them over yet, and it's too small for you to be able to see on here. A couple of the key cups, let's see, like that one there, you might not be able to see it, let's see. This one here, yeah, it's not going to focus in enough for you. It's actually got a crack in the cup of the key here. Didn't affect the playability of it, but for me, I just bought a new horn, and it was a flaw in the manufacturing. It had a crack right through the cup here. So I contacted them about that, and they got back to me and said, eventually said, yes, we'll send you replacements. There were two keys that were like that. One was worse than the other, and they've sent me replacements for them. I haven't put them on yet, but anyway, it was good that they actually did that. Didn't leave me high and dry with a less than ideal horn with cracks in the keycaps. Anyway, so the video that you see at the start of this has got the Yamaha V-neck on it, and at the end, now if you just keep watching, you'll hear it played with the neck that actually came with it. I'm using a Diodario BG Select Jazz mouthpiece size 7M, and I use synthetic reeds. This ligature is not the ligature that came with it. This is actually, just have a look on AliExpress or Amazon or whatever. If you see a ligature that looks like this, they're actually quite good. It was about $17 or something like that, and it really helped bring the horn to life as well. So for me, this horn is actually pretty good because it's very bright, very loud. I do a lot of rock gigs, things like that. So it suited me. The Eastern Music one's got a bit more flexibility in the tone, but will never play as bright as this without me changing mouthpieces, which I really don't want to do. So there you go. That's the Home of Music Yamaha YTS 62 copy. Would I recommend it? Sure, I would, but you do have to be prepared that you might have some extra costs with getting it into a playable state. So you can take your chances, and it's hard to imagine there being anything that wrong with it that it couldn't be fixed and brought into the sort of playable condition that it needs to be. So there you go. I'll let you go, and there's a bit more playing with the standard neck to come. Cheers.